Alright, so I decided to start out in this area because honestly, this is honestly a pretty sick spot. I should know that there used to be this used to be covered in graffiti, but they painted over it probably because there's a bunch of racial slurs and penises and all that. And a bunch of homophobic, just slurs and whatnot, so they covered it up. It smells like piss and shit. But it looks really cool, and yeah, I went and took a thumbnail. So finally we're here. In the series, we're covering the worst Calgary train station, and honestly, we're all done. Almost all the stations, only a few left. A little bit emotional. This is a nice, quiet spot where I don't have to deal with all the stuff that goes on at Southland. So I decided to start the video here as well for the thumbnail too. There was quite a bit of activity on the platform, but a couple trains went by, so I'm not sure if there's that activity, but there was quite a bit of sketchy people when I was leaving the station platform to get here. Not sure if there's still that activity inside the station. Who knows? I'm not recording anyone because you can pretty easily tell that there's people living inside the bushes. I know a person who's a Calgary train operator, and they say, yeah, there's a lot of people living inside the bushes on the station, and that bridge underpass, there's just a lot of activity. Didn't want to film the station this late. Hey, maybe I might get stabbed or something. And that'd make for some good content. But who knows? I'm not gonna show that. Some guy taking a piss. That probably it's not polite to record that, but as well. As well, probably not YouTube appropriate. Yeah, there's some construction going on, so I don't know if this shelter is open. And this probably says something. But yeah, this shelter is closed right now. Might either be because of the time of day, or might be because of the construction. Who knows? I wonder where all the... Okay, this will... So, all the buses. Just a detour spot. Okay, so it's like coming in from here. Let's see. When I was on the platform, there's some people sleeping over by the Pedestrian Bridge. People sleeping in Pedestrian Bridge, or on the Pedestrian Bridge, or around it. And I know that bridge over there, on top of it, it's really sketchy. I've walked on there once and it was scary. And anytime I always go to the bus loop here, there's always like some activity going on there. It's also very narrow. Probably one of the sketchiest spots in the city, actually. Alright, fingers crossed that there's nothing too sketchy. No. Don't want to get stabbed. There's been a couple times I've gone here and there's just been like hundreds of people sleeping inside the station, like not even an exaggeration. And even like Calgary Transit, like they had to close the station for months because hundreds of people were sleeping in the station every night. But it's cooled off since then. But even like a couple months ago I saw something like that here. I'd say during day, Franklin Station's the worst, but after dark, Southland's easily the worst. Today it doesn't seem as bad as it normally is, but there's a bit of activity. And if the sketchy people are still there, like if they were like off at a station, this would probably be like the sketchiest station media tour in the series. Claustrophobic station. Old and stinky too. Not the dirtiest, probably Maxwell's the dirtiest. I mean, you've seen my series, you know. But, it's up there as one of the dirtier ones, but it's not the dirtiest. The cleanliness isn't the problem with Southland, even though it is a bit of an issue. The problem is all the violence and crime. Southland. Okay, it doesn't seem like it's as sketchy as it was when I got off at the station. Like just now, like maybe like 10 minutes ago. It's all rusty and whatnot there. Honestly, kind of sad and neglected station. It's not as rusty as it was. I think sometime this year they did renovations.
The next train will arrive in 9 minutes. The next Somerset Bridlewood train is arriving. Please stand behind the yellow line.
We have to wait here 14 minutes. Ugh. That's not going to be good.
Tagay. Ayos-ayos na lang usapan.
I went in, I heard a conversation earlier and on the train where, like today, where someone was talking, like when their friends are like saying how they're not gonna wait at Southland Station for like 20 minutes because they'd get robbed if they were at Southland Station that long. Honestly, that's pretty understandable. There's fire burns. Well, there's been a bunch of arsons at the station, like attempted arsons and fires on like the platform. It's by far the most end station. The bridge that I started off in has had a bunch of arsons and fires. So this flicking right is actually pretty cool. That person I walked by had like a crack pipe. They were just, you know, oh, that's piss. We're just like, you know, just doing I think, heroin. You know, one time I went to Southland Station during the evening and someone tried to run me over with their car. So my first experience at the Southland Station, and I mean, it was like, nope, I don't want to use the station anymore. And I was like, okay, let's start using like Anderson Station or Chinook. If you want to pick me up from this area. There was someone picking me up. They were, and they'd normally like went down Southland Drive, and yeah. I saw bugs. See Anderson Station in the distance. Honestly, like, this could have been a lot worse. But is that piss? It's some kind of thing. I don't know. It would be very unhealthy piss if it was piss. It might be poop, it might be... piss. Maybe something else. Maybe it's like a chemical. You know, this is the Southland Station Pedestrian Bridge. The other side of this pedestrian bridge isn't, over here isn't a part of the station, just the bridge. The parking right is just like, for this building right here, no, not parking right, like, parking garage. It's like a health building. There's an abandoned building also a little bit that way, like very close. It's on the other side of this. Oh, I see the next northbound train at Anderson right now. I actually haven't been to this specific ramp, but every time I'm taking the train I always just see people sleeping over here. Yeah, so this stairwell, anytime I take the train, this stairwell looks really sketchy, but I'm not gonna venture further because anything below where I'm standing isn't part of the station. Now, Southland Station, the community of Southwood, which is where it's in, is actually a pretty bad area for crime. It's worse than Forest Lawn statistically. It's easily worse than Marlborough. I know there's a lot of gangs around Southwood, a lot of gangs. If this was older, this would 100% look worse than the Franklin Station pedestrian bridge, but this is actually fairly new and it's already covered in graffiti. Not a massive amount of graffiti. There's definitely been pedestrian bridges I've been on which are a lot worse, but how new this pedestrian bridge is. It's in a pretty bad state for how new it is. I wonder if there's still people sleeping down here on the bridge. It isn't too late. It's only 8. You can hear 10 and it was bad. Alright, make sure to check the description to see the Alberta Transit Discord server invite and the link to my other Calgary CTrain Station videos. Well, that's all about it. Alright, so this is it. Take care.